Hey guys, this is Anderson Dick. I'm the CEO for FuelTech, and I'm here today to talk about some of the jet skis development we have been doing over the last few months. And today we're going to head to the lake and share some experiences. You're going to see some of our testing we're doing on the Sea-Doo, on the Yamaha, and both stock with the plug-and-play FuelTech harness, and also on the compound turbo Yamaha project we have here. So we're going to bring some of the guys to talk about that. First, let's see some of the footage, some of the images of the lake testing, and then we're going to jump back and have some conversations and bring some very interesting information. So, Lars, Jet, good to see you, man. It's a pleasure to have you in the training here.
Yes, sir.
It's been a few months. You started already working with us, with FuelTech, right?
Yes, sir.
And how do you think has been the experience, not only in the training, but with the FuelTech on the lake? What you had?
Well, FuelTech is amazing. I mean, I went to test it yesterday. The water was very rough, a lot of wind. We got around 78, 79 miles in a stock jet ski. It only has the FuelTech, and you could do like 80 miles basically, you know. And it also has anything. Anybody that knows about jet skis, this jet ski right here, they're not that really fast, but with the FuelTech, it took it to a level that you cannot do with a regular tune. You cannot do that, you know. So I really recommend it. You can use a FuelTech and Yamaha, Sea-Doo, any jet ski you want. It also has many features, you know. You can turn it off, turn it on.
And I was going to ask, since you have so much experience with how the jet skis works, and what are also the struggles, especially when reflashing or tuning. So what do you think is the most useful tool, or what was easier for you to see on the FuelTech plug and play?
The FuelTech plug and play, basically you can put it on the jet ski and be in the water the same day and tune it, and you can do it yourself. It's very friendly to use. It's not that hard, and you can see how much you're boosting, how much gas, the EFR. You can see everything that you cannot do with a regular tune that people sell around there. And normally I do tunes, and FuelTech is another level. You know, it's something that you gotta try.
Yeah, and we were talking like, sure, the reflash for some applications may be a good option. But obviously, when you have a standalone, you can add features like the O2 correction. It's not only open loop, but it's a closed loop O2 correction. Then you can do, like we were talking in the car after, like the flex fuel. You can really make the engine run as a flex fuel sensor. It's like a $50 sensor that the FuelTech will self-adjust to whatever content of pump fuel or E85 or whatever.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's amazing. For us, sometimes we want to go E85. It's amazing. You can buy the sensor, the flex fuel, and you can go from, let's say you want to go race, you put E85, the computer will adjust everything, and then if you want to go, let's say on a ride, you want to ride for a couple of hours, whatever, with your family or friends, you can go put gas pump, and you can use either or. So now your jet ski, it could be either gas or gas pump. And you don't have to go crazy trying to change the whole setup. Yeah. You know, with the same setup you have, the computer's so smart, they will adjust everything after you set everything up.
Yeah, and the other thing we're talking is like the plug and play, the standalone ECU that goes on these applications is our regular shelf unit, the FT550. So it doesn't matter if you have it in a Toyota Supra or a Honda or a Pro Mode, is the same ECU goes to the jet ski. So even a lot of people, they can share their race car ECU with the jet ski, or even after you're done with that project, let's say you want to move on to another project, another jet ski, you don't lose your, let's say, your tune-up or even your or whatever you spend reflashing or doing that stuff. So part of the investment really it's recouped, because the plug and play you remove the ECU, you can really install on anything else.
Yes. Another thing is that the ECU, it lets you keep 3 maps. So let's say you can have a 85, you can have a gas pump, and you can have one alcohol.
For the kids as well.
For the kids, you know. And that's on the ECU itself, but on your computer you can store as many maps you want, and then you can, switch. So it's amazing. He was saying, if you're selling that jet ski, you don't lose all the money. You just take your computer bag and your harness, and you put the stock information, the stock computer bag, and that's it. You take it. You can put her in another jet ski, or you can adapt the harness to a car if you want to.
Yeah.
You know, you can use it on a motorcycle or whatever, or a snowmobile, or anything you want to put it on.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. Appreciate your time. It was great to see you in the training and learning a lot of your experience as well on those jet skis.
Oh, another thing, the classes. I really recommend everybody to come to the classes. And I recommend to get both classes, the wiring and the tuning. They're very, very amazing. You learn a lot. It's incredible. Things that you think you know, that it's like they blow your mind. It's amazing, the classes.
Awesome. No, thanks for and hope to see you running very, very fast with the FuelTech.
Yes, sir. I will.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. So we had a good day on the lake yesterday.
Oh yeah.
This guy, for who follows some jet skis, seen some crazy projects.
Yep.
JP Racing, right?
Yes, sir.
And you guys been working a long time on the Sea-Doos, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's what we specialize in is Sea-Doo. We dabble in some Yamaha stuff, but we leave that to Brian. And we mainly take care of the Sea-Doo side of things.
And you guys seen on our lake testing yesterday, the idea was having their experience, like really playing with the FuelTech on the ski. This is a completely stock 2022 RXP X. We basically only installed the plug and play FuelTech, so there's no modifications at all. No. And the idea is really having your perceptions and your feeling with the jet ski about speed, tuning, feeling, and you actually spend a good time tuning and finding some valuable miles per hour.
Oh yeah, we found about I would say about 7 or 8 miles an hour from whatever it was at stock. So basically, the computer is not going to make this faster than like a stock computer, but as long as we could get the same speed or the performance out of the computer compared to what we do with the stock computers, that's a direction moving forward, because then it'll allow us to be more extreme with the ski once we get up in power levels. We start adding turbos or nitrous or whatever the case may be. It'll just allow us to control it better than stock ECU per se.
And what are your feelings? And like you mentioned, the reflash obviously can do a lot of tuning, but once you get to the standalone, you have the data log, you have the tube correction, you can even do like flex fuel or traction control, stuff like that.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want to this thing. Like you said, we could do traction control. We could set up all kinds of parameters on this thing to let us know, where we're going to get the peak performance out of it. And I think with the FuelTech, it just gives us more control than obviously with a standard ECU that comes on the skis. So it just gives us more control, and more control means we could push things more to the limit and get more speed out of it for sure.
No, and for us, we've been working on the development of these applications for a few months now. Specifically, the biggest challenge for us was to control the OEM dash and the reverse, in this case the Sea-Doo, the IBR, and it was a big challenge. We've been communicating for the last few months, and by replacing the stock computer, you really need to actually replace the CAN communications that the stock computer was providing to the dash and to the IBR. And just yesterday, we have our engineering team working really hard for many months, and yesterday we were able to finish just before the lake test all the IBR development. And this is a big step in the game, because before this, it was very few ECUs in the market that could actually take control on the IBR, really, especially in the newer models, right? And that for us is like a big accomplishment, and I personally was very happy to see you guys riding and driving and feeling and having the feedback, because that's, in my opinion, that's the best way you really try a product, is really having your feeling.
People that are going to use it to try it.
And you guys have so much experience with that, so we actually use it, let's say, our ECU that can be used in so many cars, but to apply it specifically on a jet ski, and being able to supply like a really good base tune-up, like you guys been helping to develop, as well the settings like crank triggers and the reverse settings and dash settings.
Even the IBR stuff. We noticed that when we first got it out, it was idling just really low, and the IBR is very dependent on voltage. So these things, it's not like a car where it has a big alternator providing voltage. So if you idle it too low, it'll actually throw off the IBR light or the error for the IBR. So just being out there yesterday and adjusting all those parameters, getting the idle up, getting things, you know, where they should be, really eliminated all the little issues we were having at first when we got there. Because towards the end of the day, we were out, you know, riding the crap out of it. Having fun.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed as well the training.
Oh yeah. The training is amazing. Definitely, if you guys need to learn at least the basics, definitely sign up for the class. Come get the training. That way you could just better yourself with the FuelTech and you know, give your customers or yourself just a better chance of having success with whatever you're working on, your car, your jet ski, your scooter, your shopping cart like Tayo and the Boosted Boys, you know, the whole thing. So,
cool.
For sure.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Good luck with your project.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah,
for sure.
and I'm excited. If you guys don't follow them, and JP Racing Inc., right?
Yep, JP Racing Inc. online on YouTube and JP Racing Inc. on Instagram. You can see the turbo builds, the Yamahas, the Sea-Doos.
And we're going to leave in the description the link for I think you recorded a YouTube video.
Yeah. So I've been recording a little bit while I've been here. So
we're going to leave on the description the link for their YouTube video, so you can see another perspective from the day we were having here. Cool.
For sure.
Thank you,
awesome.
Man.
Thank you again.
Appreciate
it.
Hey guys, so let me talk to this guy. For us that are new into the jet ski world, it's amazing to go to meet so many people that are making change in the history of the jet skis. So Brian, BK Built, probably who follows some jet skis and especially the fast ones knows who's the world's fastest jet ski, right?
Yep.
135 miles per hour, the record, the official record.
Yeah, currently.
And I think we ended up meeting at Hydro Drags last year and connecting, exactly explaining our development we were doing. And now you guys have the opportunity to come for the training here. And I'm still trying to see who learn more with who, obviously, because you're obviously learning some of the FuelTech stuff you've been using a couple months already, right?
Yeah, I was trying to put it on since last January. It just, there was delays and stuff like that, so we did get the final. I mean, I actually bought the FuelTech before the Hydro Drags and was trying to get it put on the wiring harness done and stuff like that. It just never happened. So when I met you and you said you had a harness, I put it on almost immediately as soon as I had time when I got back. And I've been using it ever since. So
yeah, it was cool because he got one of the first samples of the 3-plug Yamaha, right? And you installed it in your personal jet ski, right?
And everything worked perfect right off the bat.
And I was telling the guys on the Sea-Doo was a big challenge to control the IBR. Not saying the ride on the Yamaha was easy, but it was at least 100 times easier than the Sea-Doo for sure.
Everything with Sea-Doo is confusing.
But you definitely are very. I know you worked a long time with the Sea-Doos, but you actually been hardcore developing the Yamaha, really high horsepower, right?
Yeah, since like 2000. Well, I started with the Sea-Doo in 2004. By 2016, I learned that I need to be on a Yamaha.
And many of you may follow some drag racing, old school drag racing. He also actually started on the import side with Volkswagen. Actually, not very. You're the first of the 9 seconds.
Yeah, first front-wheel drive Volkswagen in the 9s. Yeah, and it was a Jetta.
It was 20 years ago, right?
Yep, 20 years ago. And that's why I got into the Sea-Doos, because the Sea-Doo is kind of like similar to the European stuff. So it was like, you know, it was natural to look at all the equipment that they were using. So it was just easier to go that way. But definitely needed to go on the Japanese side to go faster. Probably should have been in a Honda.
Yeah. But the cool thing is, like, I know you were similar even to us. Like, you like new challenges and you like to figure some stuff. So I know you were very curious, but at the same time, we were trying to do something very different on this jet ski. I don't know if you guys saw maybe on another video, but we made one very different project here, a Yamaha with a compound turbo. Not many people or probably nobody ever successfully done that. And we're actually trying to do something different and understanding some of the of the challenges on that. At the same time, this jet ski for us, like I was mentioning, we're not looking to compete but we're looking to develop the products for the racers, for the people that we're going to compete. So a lot of the stuff we've done here was trying to use the FT600 with all the channels we can. We're using our injectors like the 320 pounds injectors. Also using the electronic wastegate that gives us another level of control, and using EGTs, obviously a O2 sensor, a lot of additional sensors to really get more data. The tunnel pressure sensor, something we discussed about the traction control on a jet ski. So the idea was also inviting you to put your brain into the jet ski and have not only your feelings, but not only our feelings or feelings about the jet ski itself, but about the FuelTech controlling that. So, and that's how I would like you to share what is your opinion. And I know I know it's different, and I know there is a lot of the small part is off. But so I would like to know what did you think about how it's going, the project?
So I mean, for only a little bit of time that you've had using it, it's definitely like the ideas are there. You know, obviously, we broke a supercharger, so I think making it better, trying to figure out a stronger supercharger to hold up when the turbo's feeding it, and everything like that. But yeah, I think it's
so
it's going to be on point.
The first part we went to the lake. He really spent a good amount of time to feeling the engine, like idling or
just kind of like doing some low tuning on the trailer, just kind of revving it up to like $4,000, $5,000, and then before we went out and rode it. Yeah,
and the second pool we actually broke the supercharger shaft. We ended up figuring today
we could hit it with power pretty fast. It doesn't take much.
But anyway, that's part of the development. Like we said, before we giving up on the supercharger, we will try improve some of the parts and even bring some news into these things.
For sure. You guys have the connections, so we can help you out with our ideas and what we think, and then you guys can make it happen. Yeah, and
that's the idea. Every time we enter something new at FuelTech, we always dive in really deep to try to try to do our best and develop and having a solution that will make everyone's life easier. That's our goal.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. I hope we're gonna keep using it. I'm gonna switch over to World Record Ski to it eventually.
Oh, that's exciting.
And go from there. There's definitely a lot more channels and stuff like that than what I'm using now to utilize for it, so I can get more readings. Because the stuff that I'm using on that ski now, it's pretty basic. So it's pretty amazing how fast we've made that ski go with what we have. We're just garage mechanics kind of deal. We're not shop or anything like that. So.
No, but at the same time, like we were mentioning, the level of professionalism in the jet skis are growing really fast, with more tools and more advanced electronics and more advanced in the engine builds, better turbos. The hood development, even having data logging or like tunnel pressure and stuff like that. The more I predict by looking from the outside and having seen so many other racing divisions or classes, how they grew in the last few years, I predict that jet skis is about to do a boom into that level of professionalism. And even I encourage not only you guys, but the company or companies who are actually going into this business, because it's clearly growing strongly.
Well, I think you guys will be a big part of it growing faster, because of the fact that, as these skis get newer, there was very limited engine management that you can put on, especially like plug and play. Basically, nobody wanted to make anything for them because there wasn't the drive. And like to sell 10 or 15 or something like that a year, even 20 or 25, the other companies, they didn't really care. So with you guys coming in here and doing stuff and being so local, being so close to Florida and stuff like that, I'm sure you guys are going to be a huge part of that.
I appreciate it.
It's going to be FuelTech everything.
That's true. FuelTech everywhere is our slogan, actually. And so just so you guys understand, we haven't released it publicly, the plug and play harnesses for the jet skis, because we were working on the reverse on the ride on the Yamaha and the IBR and the Sea-Doos. So we're about to have a software update, which will be the 5.0 update that will roll out for every single jet ski project, or for every single FuelTech ECU. And the plug-and-play harness is already being tested, validated, and we have already some inventory. So very soon, depending on the date you're watching this video, go check on our website and talk to your dealer. Definitely, you probably can get a hand on a FuelTech plug-and-play for these skis, and we definitely want to get the world record and a lot more on that. Thanks, man, for coming. Really appreciate you guys taking your time to come for the training. Like I said, we learn probably as much as you guys.
Hey, listen, knowledge is king.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely, and I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. And here we have Corey from JP Racing, North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir.
And you guys are the part of the team that came to do the training this week, and you were with us on the lake testing and checking everything. So what's your perception of the week, the training, and also with the jet skis?
It's been great. Like, I don't have any tuning experience at all. So coming here to this class and just learning all the different aspects of the tune, of the wiring, the whole 9 yards, listening to all you guys talk, and then being able to get out there and put my hands on it, it did wonders for me. Like, I could feel confident I could go hook, once I get my FuelTech on my ski, hook it up and at least get it running, all that stuff, no problem after 1 week.
That's cool, yeah. And that's where I think the experience by really playing, and that's one thing we want to share with more people. Like, some people, they get scared because they think it's like a very advanced ECU, but at the same time, we try to do FuelTech as simple as possible for, let's say, the beginner or somebody that is an enthusiast that doesn't understand, like you said, tuning about. At the same time, having the features for the world record tuner. That's it to say. So it's a challenge to be as simple enough and at the same time complex enough to try to translate that for the user. So sometimes the only way of understanding that is really putting your hands, because people think the opposite. Really, you can do both, but that's exactly what we were trying to do.
Yeah, especially coming here, you guys put it all in the layman's terms. You're very in-depth with the descriptions on everything. I mean, looking at it at first, I was kind of mind blown a little bit, but we've been here 4 days, and I feel like I've got it down already.
No, that's great. That's great.
The usability of it, the whole 9 yards, very good work.
Yeah, perfect. And I'm happy to have your guys' feedback, because again, even you're not experienced with a tuner, but you're a very experienced user, let's say this way. You know exactly how the jet ski should behave, what are the common problems or what to expect. So having that kind of feedback is very relevant for us to even perfect whatever the development we're doing, either on the software or on the harness side or hardware itself.
No, the support that you guys have given has been incredible with getting this whole thing together in general. Yeah. Definitely highly recommend it.
No, appreciate it. Thanks for the help yesterday as well, and for coming for the training.
Appreciate the experience.
Cool. We hope you guys enjoyed. This is an in-depth jet ski introduction to the market, so you're going to see FuelTech everywhere and in the marine application for sure. Thank you.